Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septeria's Room. Before I share with you these lovely gift packaging boxes, I want to just quickly mention to my junk journal crafty friends here that also like working with their digitals and purchasing my digital kits. I shared with you the projects where I made some of these journals and envelopes using my recent digital kit, Vintage Garden Avenue. And I am going to be doing a tutorial and a process video on how I made these lovely sweet projects, hopefully in the next week. So for those that did purchase the kit, you can please come back and head over to my channel, and then I will show you how I made these fun projects. I did put a post on my YouTube to let you all know that I do have a tutorial coming up, and I just want to say thank you for waiting patiently, for those that have been waiting to see how I made these projects. So I haven't forgotten. It's just I've just had these other projects that I wanted to put up in my video and then go on to these, because these ones do take a little bit of time to put together, but I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. And if you haven't purchased my kit, it is available now in my Etsy store, so you can purchase the Vintage Garden Avenue kit and have it ready for when I share with you the wonderful projects on how I made them. So this video is the continuing video for the paper strip embellishments and projects that I shared in my recent video, and I'll link that down below. Just using your paper strips that were cut at 1/2 inch wide, and then however length your strips are, and then you just trim them down, and then you can have fun decorating using some of my inspirational projects that I shared with you. And in that video, I shared some 3x3 note cards using the strips as a way to decorate your plain 3x3 note cards. And then I wanted to make some matching gift boxes for you to store them in with their coordinating envelope sets. And let me show you the two boxes that I made, and I made the measurements to fit the cards that I made and the envelopes that I also made for the cards. So there are two types, and you can choose which kind of box you like. This one here is like a pizza box type, and I continued the decorating on the front of the box with some more layering of the strips. And then I made a bow, and I made the bows, and this one here as well. I made these without a die. I just made my own bows using the strips, and I will come back and show you how you can make these bows really easily. They're just so fun to make, and just another way to use your strips. And then I just punched out some heart shapes using my heart punch and layered that as a centerpiece for the bow. And this one here just opens up like a pizza box like that. And I just use plain cardstock. It's just a quick and easy way to make your boxes, and then you just have fun decorating the box however you like. And with this one, I use some tissue paper to wrap the gift 3x3 note cards. And so they're in here. I only added one envelope in this box because I wanted to show you the box more so than the cards. And then I just stacked 4 3x3 note cards, and there should be 4 of these envelopes. And I used some seam binding to decorate the stack of envelopes together to keep them all neat. And then you just pack it inside like that. Use some tissue paper, sprinkle some sequins, add a nice sticker on here. You can write a message on here who you want to give these note cards to. These would make great craft fair ideas. You can make these for craft fairs, and just a nice way to package them and keep them nice and safe inside the box. You can even add more envelopes. This one has 4 stacked envelopes, but you can probably stack up another 4 more in here with the envelopes inside the box. So there is still room to add more envelopes in this one. So I'm going to show you the measurements for this size. And then this is another one I made, and then I used one of the other embellishments that I had made in that video that I shared with you. added another bow to the front and stuck some more heart-shaped focal piece there. And then I punched out this little corner piece with a tiny heart shape, and then I just stuck it in there, and then I just thought that was a nice way to decorate the cover of this box. And to keep it closed, you can use some string or some ribbon and tie it and wrap it around and tie into a bow. You could use a Velcro dot and add a Velcro to here, and then that can stay closed. You can add a magnet and just use some magnets to keep it closed. So you just decide how you would like to make your closure. And you can also corner around these corners. You could use a decorative edge die to give a decorative edge to the closure, decorative scissors, however you like to make this more decorative. I just kept it simple, and then just added a couple of pieces of papers to layer the front of the box. So this one opens up this way, and then inside are the set of 4 envelopes with the set of 4 note cards with the coordinating envelopes. And I just used some crochet string to keep them all together. And these are the note cards that I shared in the video, and I also made these sort of medallions. I did say hexagon in the video, but someone had mentioned in the comment it's an octagon because it's got 8 sides, so that was my mistake. So I'll just show you quickly. These are just plain simple 3x3 note cards, and inside I added a vellum piece of vellum, and then you can write your message here. I did also add another strip here to cover the glue on the vellum, so there's 2 spots to write messages there, and it just adds some more texture to the note card. And this is another one. And what I've done was I tried to coordinate the box with one of the cards, so it just sort of ties in really well. And this also has the vellum piece. This is another one. And then I also added this one in here. And these are the coordinating envelopes that I also made and measured it so that it would fit the 3x3 note card, and so that it will all fit in here nicely. So that's the coordinating envelope for that one. This one is the coordinating one for this one. Again, I just used my paper strips, just cut it down to a suitable length that I was happy with, and corner around at the corners. Then this one coordinates with this one. And this one. And the paper I used to make the envelope is your printing or copying paper. This one's a little bit thicker than your standard printing paper. I think this is a 120 GSM weight. So that's the Australian weight. I don't know how else you would say it in other countries, but in Australia we say 120 GSM. And that's the thickness. And that's your envelope. And it just fits your note card nicely in there. And then that's that. And you can use these boxes for any kind of packaging, all sorts of gifts. I just wanted to make one to fit these cards and envelope set. So I'm going to show you how to make both these boxes, and you can then decide which one you would like to use. And it's very easy. So we'll make the mini pizza box first, and you're going to, so for both of these, for the pizza box size, you want to cut your paper at 5.5 inches by 10.5 inches. For the box with the top closure, you want to cut that paper also at 5.5 inches by 12 inches. So it's just using a 12 by 12 cardstock and then cutting it at 5.5 inches and 12 inches. So that's for this one, but we're going to make this one first. You're going to need your scoreboard. So This was 5.5 inches by 10.5 inches. On the 5.5 inch side, we're going to score it on both sides, going in at 1/2 inch on both sides, 1/2 inch. So we're going to go in. So we're going to go in at 1 inch, going in at 1 inch on both sides. So 1 inch on one side all the way down, and then also 1 inch going in, and that would be at 4.5 inches. So they're the two score lines at 1 inches on both sides. And then we're going to turn it around on the 10.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 inch, 4 3/4 inches, 5 3/4 inches, and 9.5 inches. And I'll just repeat those score lines. It's 1 inch, 4 3/4 inch, 5 3/4 inch, 9.5 inches. So we'll make this one first, and I'll grab the scoreboard out again later for the other box. And what we're going to do here, we're going to cut up on all of these 4 score lines up to that score line. So we're going to go up and stop there, and just keep going with all of them. And I'm just going to go back over here, and we're just going to cut this in just a tiny bit on this side. We'll remove that piece. And then this one, we're going to slightly angle cut that as well, going in. And this one, I'm going to remove those little pieces out. We don't need them. And then this one, we'll do the same on this side and cutting that at an angle. So that is how it will look. We're going to go to the other side now and do the same on this side. This side. And we're going to cut in. And this side. And then what we'll do now, we're going to fold all of our score lines really well. I'm just going to get my bone folder. So we'll fold all the score lines. And I've just got a little update to share with you in my personal life. My eldest daughter Tiana and her husband and their 2 daughters, which are my beautiful granddaughters, they have decided to move in with us, with myself and my husband Luke. They decided to move in with us for about a year, maybe a year and a half, so they could sort of save a little bit more money so they could buy a bigger home for their growing family. And we were so delighted when they said that they wanted to move in with us. We didn't even think twice. We said, yes, come in and move in with us for as long as you need to, if that's what you need to do to be able to get the home that you need. So with the house that they do have, they've decided to rent their unit out because it was a little too small for them. So they've rented that out. They'll move in with us and build their savings a little bit more for as long as they can with us, and then hopefully they'll be able to look to buy a slightly bigger home for their growing family. So if you may every now and then hear some a bit of noise in the background, that would be my granddaughters, and also their caboodle, Pippa. She's also with us too, so it's really good. So we've got a nice busy household in our home now. So I just thought I would let you know and give you an update of what's happening in my life. So it can be a little bit hard trying to get into my craft room now because my eldest granddaughter, who is 2 now, Aria, she always wants to come in here and see what I'm doing, but it's not really child friendly in here, so sometimes I've got to step away from my craft room while I spend time with my granddaughters. So I just thought I would fill you in on what's happening. Okay, so now we've got all of your score lines folded. We're going to fold all of these little tabs in. Let's fold them all in. And we are going to add glue to all of these tabs. And you can use running tape or double-sided tape, whatever adhesive that you like to work with, but you want something nice and strong. I'm going to glue all of these. And we are quite fortunate, my husband and our son-in-law Nathan, they get on really well. But my other daughter Tanisha, her partner Ruben, we get on really well with him too. So we are so blessed that our son-in-laws are wonderful boys, and we all get on really well. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just bring these 2 pieces in, and you can see it wants to sort of line up with these sides, and we're just going to line them up nicely as best you can. Glue them down. I like using the liquid glue because it gives you room and gives you time to position your tabs where you need to. And these center ones, we're just going to swing them up, and that's going to want to come and line up with these sides. And then we just also glue that in. Glue that in, line up with the score lines. And then you've got your bottom box done. And then you're just going to bring these 2 side tabs and glue them to the other side. And then you've got the top part all done. And then what you want to do here on this side, you can choose which is your top and bottom. Well, this will be my top now. That's just going to, once that's all glued, we just glue that down. It's already formed into like a mini pizza box. And that should just close over nicely like that. And if you want to, you can create a little notch like I've got here, and that you do that on the lid part. I've just got a small circle punch. You can use whatever circle punch you want. I'm just going to do a half little circle notch there to create like a tab. And the glue hasn't set in properly yet. But there is your box for your 3x3 note cards and envelope set. We'll just take that out so you can see that it's the same size. And these are just great boxes to add all sorts of other little knickknacks, little sewing notion pieces, some thread, buttons, trim, lace. You can make a little goodie pack and make this into a little gift box. And so that's that one all done. And now we'll go ahead and we'll make the other box. I do like that other box. It's a fun box. It's got like that closure like that. So let's make this one now. I'll put this one to the side and grab the other piece that's cut at 5.5 inches by 12 inches. Let me just put this down here. And we will also do the same with this one and lining this one at the 5.5 inch mark. And that's also the same. We're going to score that going in at 1 inch on both sides. So this will be at 1 inch all the way down. And 4 3/4 inch all the way down. Oh, sorry, 4.5 inches. I'm always making mistakes with my measurements. Sorry about that. It's 4.5 inches. Or you can always turn it around that way and go that way. All right, so now we've got those score lines done. On the 12-inch side, we are going to score at 3 3/4 of an inch, 4 3/4 of an inch, 8.5 inches, 9.5 inches, and that's it for the scoring. So the score lines were 3 3/4 of an inch, 4 3/4 of an inch, 8.5 inches, and 9.5 inches. And there was 1 inch going in on both sides. So what we've got here, the side that's got the 2 score lines here, we're going to remove these 2 pieces. So I'm just going to go this way so you can see. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut all the way through that score line and stop at that score line, and we'll do that to both sides. So we'll start with this one first. I'm going to cut, go through that first score line and stop at the next score line. Just going to go to there. And then we're going to remove this panel by cutting across there. And then we can put that to the side, we don't need that. We're going to go along this side and do the same. And cut through there, and then stop at that score line. And we're going to remove this panel by cutting across to that one. And that is that part done. And we are going to turn this around this way now, and we are going to cut up along these 2 and stop at that score line. And then do the same on the other side. Okay, so that's all done there. We're going to do the same thing, fold all those score lines really well. So I'm going to go through and fold them all. If you want, you can angle cut these notches in a little bit if you find it's a little bit hard to bring in the tabs later on. So just going to fold all of these. Few more here to fold. So what we're going to do, we bring these 2 side tabs in, and we're going to do the same and add glue to these tabs. And we are going to bring these 2 tabs towards you and glue them to the sides here. And same with this side. Oh, sorry, one mistake. It's glued to this side. We're going to glue them up this way. Sorry about that. And that's okay, anyway, we still need to add glue to the here anyway, so it doesn't matter, there was glue there. Sorry, it was meant to go to the back one, not to the front one. So these tabs go back to these side ones. So that once that's glued in place, we're going to add glue to these 2 sides here. Sorry, I can't see, let me just bend that back so you can see. So add more glue to there, and I'm running out of glue. And then these two pieces, you're just going to bring that up and wrap them around the sides and just line up your score lines. And I have made these mini boxes too in the past in different sizes. So I do like making these boxes. So this is just a larger size than the other boxes I shared with you. And then these are the two side tabs. They just sort of sit in there like that. And then you just fold the whole thing and wrap it to the front. So that is how I've done this box. And then you can corner around these corners. You can do the same as I've done with this one. So that's my score line. That I made a mistake. And that's the inside. You can also create a notch here. Should have done that first as well. I forgot to do that. So that goes there. And that's all there is to that box. And then these will fit in here. And this box also can fit more envelopes and note cards as well. So there's still room. If you look inside, there is still plenty of room to add more note cards in here. And this is already a stack of a four set. So you can see there's still room in there to add more. You can probably add 2 more note cards in here and 2 more envelopes. So that is the packaging boxes for these, in case you'd like to make them. I will be back to share with you on how you can make these gorgeous little bows. They are just so cute. I will be back to share with you the tutorial on how I made them, but I will definitely be coming back as well to show you how you can make these. These are really easy to make as well. You're just going to print your papers on an instant download, and then I will give you the measurements, and then we will be able to make these lovely projects. If you are into the shabby style projects, or if you love working with digitals, or you are a junk journal journaling crafter, come back to my channel and I will show you how I made these. So thank you everyone for joining me here on in this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.